Hello everybody, it is Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! ARC-V discussion. So we have apparently just gotten the final date that ARC-V is going to air, which means we know how many episodes Yu-Gi-Oh! ARC-V will actually have. A huge shout out to J_BYYX, I'll link his Twitter and YouTube down below if you want to check him out. And here is the image we have received. Now, I had already done a recording and I scrapped it because I thought this image might be fake, but this image is from a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reruns calendar, which is pretty legit. The only reason I thought it was fake is because the dates were off. Like March 3rd was episode 144, which we've already seen, and that happened at the end of February. But these are reruns, and that's why the dates are a little off. So we can conclude, you see the parentheses right after 148, that word or that term, a lot of people are saying from the Neo Arc Cradle forums means end of transmission. Now, Egg Almeida, who's someone who on Twitter always gives me very good information, had DM'd me, and he says the word means Saishukai. I apologize if I butchered that pronunciation, which means final episode. So Yu-Gi-Oh! ARC-V will only have 148 episodes if they do a 1 hour special. It is ending the last week of March, which I thought was going to be the case for a while. I know a lot of people were going to say, oh, it's definitely going to go into April. You know, Ono confirmed it was going to have 150 episodes. I think he confirmed that 2 years ago, but I'm like, well, I'm just thinking to myself, and I'm like, you know, production, it changes. I'm sure he probably wanted it to have 150 episodes, and that's why, you know, he went out and he said that, but people lie or will say things that they hope comes true a lot, and I think this is obviously a case of it. Now, it might reach 149, which, to be fair to him, very close to 150, but it's not going to reach 150 unless they do a 90-minute special or a 2-hour special, which there's no way they're going to do something like that. So at most, ARC-V will have 149 episodes, but this does not even list 149. It only lists 148. So it all comes down to whether that last week of March will have a 1 hour special or not. If we have 148 episodes, it means we only have 2 episodes left after the Yuya and Jack duel, a duel where Yuya is still hesitant to summon the 4 dragons. To our knowledge, 145 again airs this weekend, but to our knowledge, the U-boys are still gone, the Bracelet Girls are MIA. How are they going to wrap things up in 2 episodes after the Jack duel? There's just no way they can do it efficiently. So I have 2 proposals, and I really want to hear what you guys think, because I know a lot of people, some people are going to be thrilled that it is ending, and another half of the people are going to be heartbroken that there's only 2 episodes left after the Jack duel. I want you guys to let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm sick, I'm on medication, so I'm not on medication yet, but I'm going to the doctor to get medication in a little bit. When I come back, I'll just be on my computer all day, so I will be answering pretty much every comment, so please give me some good food for thought, as you always do. Here are my 2 ways that they could end ARC-V. I think at this point you have to have a very dark ending. There's 3 ways you can end it. The first way is have a dark ending where Yuya fails to get over himself and to defeat himself and to defeat this 5th entity inside Reira, which he duels in 147 and 148. He fails, he maybe sinks into darkness, and the whole world gets destroyed, and that's how it ends. And that's how ARC-V ends. Another way it could end, this is dark but not as dark, is the world splits into 4 again, which is already split into 4, but let's say it splits into 4 again, but everyone has their memories wiped. This is after Yuya loses to the main antagonist. Everyone has their memories wiped. Maybe the last line of dialogue in ARC-V can be Akiba Reiji saying something that gives the viewer a lot of food for thought, like he still remembers what happens, but he knows there's nothing he can do to break the cycle, and it's just something that they are going to have to deal with again. And the whole moral of the story of ARC-V can be, no matter what they do, they cannot get out of this endless loop. We'll never know the post-game reactions from the Bracelet Girls or the U-Boys. They will always be stuck in this infinite loop, because in the end, Yuya is not strong enough, and the people around Yuya are not strong enough to bring him out of this dark state of mind. I think that would be actually a pretty sophisticated ending. I think it's a way where you could look back at ARC-V and say, alright, I saw what they were trying to do, and maybe the execution wasn't amazing, but it's interesting that they did try a lot of things that other Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows would never have tried, so you can maybe give them props for there. I think that would be an interesting way if they ended it dark. The third way, Yuya falls to the final antagonist, and the last scene of Yu-Gi-Oh! ARC-V is someone entering the world, someone confronting the final antagonist, and it is the Playmaker, Yusaku Fujiki, the lead of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, who confronts the main antagonist, and in the first 2 episodes, his first ever duel is against the final boss of Arc-V. He defeats the final boss. He defeats Yuya, or whoever the final 5th entity may be, or maybe it is Zark, who really knows. He defeats him. Everyone gets revived. Episode 3 or 4 is maybe some closing remarks from the U-Boys, from the Bracelet Girls, thanking Yusaku. Yusaku, already revered as a hero, goes back into his own world, and then in maybe episode 5 or 6, that's when the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS exclusive storyline begins. This could be a route they're going to take because we have only seen one character design from VRAINS, and that is Yusaku. And maybe they know that they have extra time because they are going to pull off or try to pull off something like this. Now, whether that would be a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. From a good things perspective, I think it would be awesome to tie in Arc-V with VRAINS. I think it would be incredible for Yusaku's character. From a bad thing, though, you are immediately putting Yusaku under heavy fire by versing a main antagonist, which maybe is not a bad thing, but from another bad thing Arc-V has gotten, and I've even seen it in the fan base, Arc-V has kind of deteriorated the last few months, and whether you believe that or not, it just has. I mean, I've seen it in the comments of all my videos. A lot of people have begun to just not only lose hope, but just not care anymore, and they're waiting for VRAINS to start. So if VRAINS starts in the Arc-V universe, that could be a sucker punch to a lot of those people, but that's why I say if it's only 3 or 4 episodes, I wouldn't think it would be a sucker punch, but a lot of people never want to see another Arc-V character again, which I guess is understandable. I myself, I'd love for that to happen. I really would. I'm going to be sad to see Arc-V ending. Arc-V is probably, especially now with this news that it only has 2 episodes left after the Jack duel, probably going to be one of my least favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows, but just because it is one of my least favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows does not mean I didn't like it. I genuinely do like and I do love all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows, and Arc-V will always have a special place in my heart because it is the show that inspired me to start making reviews and start making videos like this, and just, I've met so many amazing people in the community, so even though it will be one of my least favorite shows more than likely, unless these last 2 episodes do something incredible, it will always have a special place in my heart, and I genuinely did enjoy the ride. But you guys let me know. It is sad that it is coming to an end. It looks like Arc-V will only have 148 episodes. How do you want to see Arc-V end? Are you disappointed about this, or are you just glad that it's going to be over at the end of March and it's not going to go into April and take time away from Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys in the comments. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.